Yeah, everybody getting ready there to come back in for that express set. Now, in the express set, people come back in, as it were. And we've been sitting here, Chris and Bouch and myself, trying to figure out who exactly will they bring back and why do they bring them back. The kind of, not confusion, but planning that goes on, and then when it kind of goes off kilter because what you want doesn't quite happen at the auction, and trying to fix that, Bouch.
Yeah, I think it's planning for what's going to happen in the season as well. I think England are playing against India. So there are quite a few of the English players who, at the time of selecting all these guys, they might have thought maybe they're not going to be in the England side, but of late we've seen that a guy like Livingston, a guy like Jacks, they've played some good cricket and they're probably going to be selected for that. So we're not 100% sure what's going to happen on selection, but this is where you've got to go into this auction now and start planning for what happens if these guys leave. So you speak about players who potentially could come back in. Guys like Evin Lewis for me, Martin Guptill, these are international guys that can maybe replace a guy like Livingston and Will Jacks. I think these are the guys that especially the Pretoria Capitals, who look a little bit light on batting if that situation happens, these are the guys they're going to have to start looking at.
Specific skills, Chris, where in your planning you decide you want X or Y or Z, and I suppose the difficulty of finding that, and I suppose arriving at that as well with regard to backups and everything, in light of what Bouch is saying, that some may leave and you kind of might look threadbare some of the time.
Look, I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to combinations, and that's what you're trying to figure out when you're getting your squads together. Yes, you've got your players leaving, but you need similar players that are going to come in and fill that gap that the guys are doing. So, look, for me, only being in auctions now, watching how it all works, it's fascinating, first of all. And Bouch, you've obviously had to deal with a few auctions in your life, but the way they set up now, Pretoria Capitals, I know we're singing them out right now, but I've seen some of the names that could possibly come in there, and the way they fill those gaps are going to be unbelievably interesting, and how Jonathan Trott, who's quite experienced, how they're going to fill those ones.
Yeah, what's also important to go through actually is the remaining purses, because that's important. There's still some business to be done, but how much money do you have left? As you look through here, Bouch, who's in trouble, who's not? Is anyone in trouble or not? Is everyone going okay? What do you reckon?
I think everyone's okay at the moment. Having a look at some of the prices, I mean, generally auction, you get a feel for what prices the players are going to go for. And I think everyone's got enough money at the moment to get players that I think that they want. The only time that they might find themselves a bit confused if they go for one or two internationals where their base prices are quite high. But at this stage, I think everyone's still fine. Should be okay.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's quite nice to see Paul Royals on spending all their money again. But yeah, look, I think
they spend it all on you, Maury.
We need to put you back in the auction, Maury.
They still are giving you the
settle down. But yeah, obviously Durban's super giants. They've got a couple of players that they need to pick, so it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, you mentioned Paul Royals. They're quite settled, and the guy they've gone for is Ruben Herman, and that would have surprised quite a few, isn't it?
Yeah, look, you asked Maury who surprised us. My surprise is Ruben Herman. And listen, the guy can play. He's a very good cricketer and probably hasn't been given a lot of opportunity playing in South African cricket. But he's certainly one that went for 175 and they got 11 million to spend. That was a surprise. But I'm looking forward to having a look at him and see how he goes.
Yeah, something about this tournament as well is that, I suppose it goes with any tournament, Maury. When you turn up at the tournament, who you have with regard to, their reputation and all the rest, and then who's on form at the time, and whether they can go on or do they have to go or whatever it is. And plans might change, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, if we look at the season one, everyone was going, my Cape Town are going to win this tournament. They're going to walk the tournament that the players had. Then you look at Sunrise's Eastern Cape, they lost their first 4 games on the bounce and went on to win the tournament. So you spot on in terms of guys finding their combination, finding a player that comes in and changes the whole dynamic of a team. But the one thing that we can say is that they are going to be a very competitive tournament. It's a lot of good squads, a lot of big names coming, and for me, that's what's the most exciting part about this tournament.
Yeah, looking around actually just to see if Richard is ready. He seems to have gone off to the stage and getting ready. He'll have all the names given back to him by those that want to put guys back into that auction. And it might be the time where you have quite a bidding war, actually, because this is when, you know, we've selected these guys and we'll put them back in there. And because I've selected this one, I want to make sure that you don't get him. We don't know if those who have the cash are the ones who've done that or not. And so we'll see. Yeah, I think Richard is ready. There he is. He's having a glass of water, taking some instructions, a few more instructions before he can get it all started again. All the teams, the franchises, well, they're ready and seated, no trouble. I think we can get going once again. Yeah, over to Richard.
And welcome back to the Betway SA20 player auction. We're now moving to a different stage of the auction, the Express auction. So this is for those players who didn't make the cut in the first round, who can be represented, and at the choice of the franchisees, players who haven't actually appeared in the auction to date. I've got a list in front of me of 12 players who have been requested to be represented at the auction. And there are 4 available slots. So I'm going to take them in the order that they would appear on your list. The first player to be represented in the Express section in today's sale is player number 4. Player number 4 is Evin Lewis. Evin Lewis, player number 4. The first of the players to be represented. There he is, West Indian batter. Highly experienced, Evin Lewis, for which I am asking 1,500,000. I'm asking 1.5. 1,500,000 now for Evin Lewis now. 1,500,000 is bid, thank you. The Pretoria Capitals come in at 1,500,000. I've got the opening bid at 1,500,000. So at 1,500,000, this is Evin Lewis, selling then at 1,500,000. Unless there's any advance on that opening bid from the Pretoria Capitals. So at 1,500,000, Evin Lewis is selling. He is sold at 1,500,000. He's gone to the Pretoria Capitals. Thank you very much indeed. So my next player, who's been represented, is player number 25. Player 25, look on your list. There he is. The quick bowler from Ireland, Josh Little. Josh is back in the auction again. Josh Little there, and I'm asking for an opening bid there, asking for 850, asking for 850,000 for Josh Little now. Here at 850,000 now. Who's going to open up at 850,000 for Josh Little? 850,000 I asked once. I'll ask it twice now. Fair warning, you're quite sure. At 850,000, well, Josh remains unsold in today's auction. Therefore, the next player coming out on my list is player number 26. Player 26. And for player number 26, this is Tristan Loos. Tristan Loos is the South African right arm bowler, the rookie. Player number 26 for Tristan Loos. Would you bid me 175? Will you open up here at 175,000 now to start the bidding here at 175? An opening bid, will you please now for Tristan Loos now at 175? 175,000 now, and he was on somebody's list at 175. At 175,000 then, I'll ask one more time. This is Tristan Loos. I need the opening bid at 175,000 rand. Still no bid for Tristan Loos, who remains unsold. Player 28 is my next player. Working in order. Player 28 is Saqib Mahmood, the England quick bowler. For Saqib Mahmood, player number 28. And I'm asking 1,500,000 to start off there. I'm asking 1.5 million now for Saqib Mahmood at 1.5. For the opening bid now of 1,500,000 now for Saqib Mahmood here at 1,500,000. Do I see that bid anywhere? Yes or no? No bidding for Saqib Mahmood at 1,500,000. For the second time today, Saqib Mahmood remains unsold in today's auction. So, player number 30 is my next player for representing. This is Shamar Joseph, player number 30. He's my next player, West Indian, right arm quick. Shamar Joseph, for whom I'm asking 425 bids. Straight in now, Durban Super Giants, open the bidding. Durban Super Giants, open the bidding at 425,000. I have the opening bid now, so you bid on if you want him. At 425,000, I've got the bid now at 425. An opening bid could be the closing bid. It comes from the Durban Super Giants at 425,000 now. This is Shamar Joseph, selling then at 425,000 to the Durban Super Giants. I'm going to sell the player at 425,000, and he is sold at 425,000. Thank you for the Durban Super Giants. So, moving in order that I've been asked to represent these players. Now, player number 34 is the next one on the list that's been handed to me. I've not seen the list before, so I'm new to this as well. So, player number 34. This is Junaid Dawood. Junaid Dawood is next. Right arm leg break bowler. Somebody wants a spinner. Who wants a spinner? Player number 34. 175,000 starting off here. Who will start the bidding here at 175 now? At 175,000 now starting the bidding here. Who's going to go first? At 175. He was on one of your lists at 175 now. What do you think now? Is he still on your list at 175? At 175,000, Junaid Dawood at 175. No bidding this time, quite sure then, at 175. Again, the player remains unsold in the Express section of the auction today. So, who have I got next? Working up my list. I've got player number 46 next. You've asked to see a new player here, not player number 46. First time out today. This is for player 46. This is Scott Curry from Scotland. How appropriate. Scott Curry is a Scot. So, for Scott Curry, there's his base price. You can see it there. Will you give me 175,000 for him? Will you start the bidding here at 175? An opening bid, please, of 175,000 rand now for Scott Curry at 175. Any bid at all for Scott Curry? I'm looking, still see no bids at 175. Sorry, Scott, you didn't quite make it in the Express section. Next player coming up then, in that order. Player number 48 is next. Player number 48 is Josh Hull. Josh Hull. England quick. Player number 48. And for Josh now, would you give me 1,500,000 to start the bidding here now, please, at 1,500,000. An opening bid, please, at 1,500,000 now for Josh Hull here. Here we are then at 1,500,000. I'm looking for that opening bid. Do I see it anywhere at 1,500,000? This is Josh Hull now at 1,500,000, but no bids at 1,500,000. You're quite sure. Alas, Josh Hull fails to sell in the Express section. So moving on my list here, I've got the next number out is player number 78 has been requested for the first time in the auction today. New Zealander, player number 78. It's Doug Bracewell. For Doug Bracewell, player 78. There he is. And for Doug, please, 175 to start me. There you are, 175 bid. Joburg Super Kings open the bidding at 175,000. 175,000 it is now. Are you going on from here? There he is at Joburg Super Kings now at 175,000 for Doug Bracewell. That's your player then, and he advanced then at 175,000. Doug Bracewell to the Joburg Super Kings is... Well, I took your bid. I hope you're not... Oh, are you doing the maths? Good. Phew. That was Joburg Super Kings just doing the maths there. Keeping me on my toes. They're sold. Well done, Doug Bracewell. You're going to play for the Super Kings tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next season. Tomorrow might be a bit early. It's a bit wet here. So, my next player, working in the order that I've been given these lists, is player number 80. 80. Another Kiwi, it's Martin Guptill, player number 80. So for Martin Guptill, New Zealand batter, and 1,500,000 I'm asking here, at 1,500,000. 1,500,000 now, for Martin Guptill here, opening up at 1,500,000. Is he the player you put on this list at 1,500,000? Martin Guptill. Yes or no? No bidding for Martin. You're quite sure at 1,500,000. Martin Guptill is unsold in today's auction. Sorry? PC are the only ones? Okay. Well, that's what have I got left here. Okay, then, if I work through my list here, I can focus all my bidding, all my attention. I'm ignoring the rest. Don't take it personally, but and there's only one team in this. There's only one team in the auction. So, player 96 is next. Player? Oh, I've only got two. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Which one do you want? Do you want to tell me? I mean, that'll make it even quicker. Mind you, they'd show all their cards then, the others wouldn't know, would they? They don't know who they've rejected. I'll do it my way, that's fine. Player number 96 is next. Player 96 is, of course, Kyle Simmons. And for Kyle Simmons, would you like him at 175,000? Oh, yes, look, I could read your mind. Up went the paddle at 175,000. Pretoria Capitals at 175. I won't keep saying the number anymore because they're not even in this auction. This is a one-horse race. It is the Pretoria Capitals. They're the only people who can bid in today's auction. Kyle Simmons, congratulations. You are a Pretoria Capital. Sold at 175,000 now. Does that mean I still have to offer... that's it now? That's it? Well, that's it. Well, in that case, I don't. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Express section of the sale. Thank you very much for your attention and bidding there. Your sets are complete as far as that's concerned. However, we will be moving on to one of the more exciting parts of the day. We'll be moving on to the rookie draft after we've taken a short break.
Lovely. Lovely because it doesn't take too long, and also just the way it ended there with just one team in it. As we said, much of their business already done. It's about dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Not a whole lot of bidding wars, as it were. Let's update. Let's see where they are. Let's see what they have. Just one more order of business after this, and we'll start off with Durban Super Giants, and I'll ask Ashwell as well as Bouch what they think about each of these squads as they come up. Ash, you start. What do you think of DSG?
Yeah, DSG, the last edition there. Shamar Joseph, young, exciting fast bowler. We've seen how he's gone for the West Indies. Brandon King, another bit of business there from the West Indies. And then Naveen ul Haq, he's done pretty well. John Smuts had a good season last year. Durban Super Giants were finalists last season, just fell at the last hurdle, but a fantastic squad. Klaasen and the Cock as well in there.
Okay, on to the next, and we'll go to JSK. What are your thoughts as you look at this? Are they up for it again, do you think, Bouch?
Yeah, look, they need to start better. I think last season they didn't start too well, but you can always bank on them getting through to the sort of final stages of the tournament. Their latest addition there was Doug Bracewell, not Mark Bracewell, as we saw on the picture there. So he's also a very cheap buy for me. Lots of experience as well. So they also they look good. They've got every base covered over there. They've got Evan Jones as a steal as well. Very much suited for the Wanderers as well. So yeah, they're looking very good, and I think they're going to be a team to beat, as are all other teams as well. They're all very, very strong.
Yeah, we can say that just about every team with regard to trying to cover bases, and we try and work out, who has, I suppose, the better quality, and we can't separate it, can we? On to MI, who Chris was sitting there and was saying last season and the season before, everyone said, just give the trophy to them before they started. They've done some business here. What do you think of it, Ash?
Yeah, they have done some business. Big business. First up with the first signing of the afternoon, Reza Hendricks, 4.3 million. There was a serious bidding war going on with Pretoria Capitals there at the start for his signature. And then they got an experienced player as well in Colin Ingram. They got him on the cheap. Yeah, I think at this stage, my Cape Town would prefer not to be regarded as the favourites.
After what happened. Yeah, on to, I suppose I won't call them their neighbours, they're down the road. Paul Royals, Ruben Herman is the one to kind of complete the business. Look at their squad and your thoughts, Bouch.
Yeah, look at that. They've gone home with a big purse as well. But yeah, suited to their conditions as well. They've got some good spinning options there. I really like the introduction of Mujib into this whole tournament. I think he's going to do really well, especially in those conditions as well. Joe Root, Dinesh Karthik, these guys, they're stalwarts. They've lots of experience here as well. Can only add to their batting. Unfortunately, losing out on Joss Butler, but we understand the reasons why. But they look strong as well. They're always very good in their conditions.
And then you heard Cooks there saying, hey, why is Phil Salt not here? For the same reasons of Joss Butler that tore towards the end of January, and it might just throw a team off kilter. Oh, what have they done? What do you feel? Was it you who was talking to Cooks as well, who was saying Anrich Noke is almost like a new signing, isn't he, because of injury?
Absolutely, massive signing. He was one of the leading wicket takers in the first edition and missing last year, so having him back is massive. Liam Livingston makes the move up from Cape Town to the Highveld. I think he will enjoy batting at Supersport Park. And then Evin Lewis is the other big signing they've gone for. They went hard at Reza Hendricks. They didn't quite get Reza, the opening batsman, but they've gone for the experienced West Indies opener instead.
Okay, and look at the Sunrisers Eastern Cape. You kind of, greater than the sum of their parts, I think is the expression when you were looking at them and saying you don't necessarily see huge names, but they're double champions, aren't they?
Yeah, look, and there are some very good players there. I think that they're very well led by Adam Markram. They've got Rolf van der Merwe back there, the Bulldog. I mean, he's gonna get that squad going in the right direction as well. And just a good balance of a team. They're a good team together. They field well. They bat according to plan, and their bowlers know exactly what they want to do with the ball.
Yeah. Always. Best laid plans and everything. We want to see how they start. These guys says they were fine. Let it simmer. And I wanted to start now. I want them to get going.